I knew it! I knew it! I need to accept my own failure. Why I have so many books? First lines are so important. It's the first thing you see when you start reading a book. It needs to be interesting enough for you to keep reading the book. But are first lines memorable? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jane and today I'm trying to guess the book by its first line. My non-booktube friend gave this idea to me and I think that this is a really cool challenge to do, and I'm pretty sure that people already done something like this, and I'm pretty sure this isn't an original idea, but it just sounds really fun, and I feel like there is books and first lines which you just can't forget and which going to be really easy to guess, but I think that there is some books that I just won't be able to guess no matter what, and I'm really not sure how this challenge is going to be. Like, I can do really good, but I can also do really bad. So I asked for my boyfriend to pick 10 random books from my bookshelves and to write all of them in those little cards. I put 2 plain cards in the front and in the back of the cards so I couldn't see like the answers, but in one side there is the first line of a book and in the other side there is the answer which book it is. And I also told my boyfriend to pick only books in English for the sake of the video, because I do read a lot of books not in English, but again, for the sake of the video he chose only books in English. Now again, I'm not really sure how it's going to be. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't want to be wrong in all of my answers, but I also don't want this to be too easy for me. So I guess let's get started. Oh my god, are you ready for the first line? You got to say this for desperation. It makes you much more open-minded. Okay, I actually don't have any idea which book it could be. It makes you much more open-minded. Much more open-minded. I'm not sure why I have so many books. I really don't know where to go. My boyfriend asked me if I want to include graphic novels, and I said to him that maybe 1 or 2. And because of that, I'm thinking maybe Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me. And my second guess is Take a Hint, Danny Brown, which I actually read this week. So like, I'm supposed to remember the first line, but I actually not remember the first line. So like, it's one of them, or Danny Brown or Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, and I'm not sure. I think it's Laura Dean. I think it's Laura Dean. I'm pretty sure it's Laura Dean. Now when I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure it's Laura Dean. It's the first line, so I'm really nervous. But let's see. You're going to see it first. I'm not going to see it. The Fletcher. Right, The Fletcher. Of course, it's The Fletcher. The Fletcher by Bookaholic. This is a book that I read, I think, in December, if I'm not mistaken, so like not a long time ago. And I actually didn't really enjoy this book, like I gave it 2 stars. But right, I remember the whole story is about a woman and a man sharing a flat, but they are also going to share a bed because there is like only 1 bedroom in the house. And the whole deal works because they work like in different hours, so they don't need to meet each other. So like, open-minded and sharing the same bed with a person that you never met, it's logical. Why didn't I think about it? I just thought it's going to be like Laura Dean or Danny Brown, but it was The Fletcher all this time. Okay, let's go to the second line. The second line. 2. You are invited to my 7th birthday party on Tuesday the 8th of April in my house. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Be Prepared. I read it this month, I think in the middle of the month. I read it in my 24-hour reading vlog for the BTS readathon, and I think this is it because I remember in the beginning of the story there is a birthday party, so like, I'm pretty sure this is it. Yes, like, I'm 99% sure this is it, and I know that there is going to be like at least 1 graphic novel, so yes, this is my guess. You're going to see it first. Where Rainbow Ends. Oh my god, I'm really bad at it. I actually really want to check what is the first line of Be Prepared, because like, what is the first line if this isn't a birthday party? But maybe it will be like in one of the cards that I didn't choose yet. So I won't look at the first line of Be Prepared. I didn't open this book yet, but I read Where Rainbow Ends, I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It's logical that I didn't think about it. And Where Rainbow Ends is about 2 best friends from childhood and about like their love story, because they are like best friends all of their life. life and they don't want to ruin this friendship with a love relationship. I remember that most of the book were in letters, like they send each other letters because when they grow old, they like go live in different cities, so they don't live near each other anymore. So yes, like most of the book were in letters, which is really cool. And yes, to Alex, you are invited to my 7th birthday party on Tuesday. It's like their letters when they were little. It was like a really cute book. I really recommend it. I think there is a movie on this book, but the movie isn't called Where Rainbow Ends. I will put it right here if I can find which movie it is. But yes, I think that I need like to think also about books that I read 2, 3, 4 years ago. I actually didn't think about this book as a possibility even. Okay, so right now I was wrong twice and I'm really hoping not to be wrong at everything. Let me guess at least one book. Okay, so the 4th book is The moon was high and full, the night was ripe for witchy business, and had honey on her teeth. I know, this is Danny Brown. This is definitely Danny Brown. It's actually pretty easy because I just read it like this week. Definitely, this is Danny Brown. I remember the honey on her teeth. I remember it, so it's definitely Danny Brown. Like 100%. This is Danny Brown. 100. Take a hint, Danny Brown. I knew it. Oh my god, I have one right guess. Finally. I really love Danny Brown. Such a good book. Next card. There is a pile of clothing on the side of the train tracks. I don't know. I have no idea. So I think that I will be like eliminating things that I know that they aren't the answer. Let me look. I will tell you what. I'm thinking that maybe this is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, because I read this book I think 3 years ago or something like this. So I almost don't remember anything from this book except that this is like a thriller mystery, if I'm not mistaken. So like there is a pile of clothing on the side of the train tracks. Literally there is a train in the title of the story, and it sounds like logical that this is going to be this book. But let me see more books, because until now I was wrong like in most of the books. No, I actually don't think this is another book, because like I read mostly fantasy and this first line feels to me like a first line of a thriller or like something contemporary. Yes, I think I'm going to go with The Girl on the Train. Okay, this is my answer. The Girl on the Train! Oh my god, I was right, actually. I will tell you what, when I told my boyfriend to pick only books in English, because most of the read books I have are in Hebrew, I just thought straight away about The Girl on the Train, and I thought to myself that this is probably going to be in one of those cards, and this is one of the books that I thought that I won't be able to guess, but it was a little bit obvious, like a little bit, because like the train and the train, so it was actually easy, like it was too much easy, so I was scared to pick this one, but this is the right answer. It was a nice book, but I don't really remember how much I enjoyed it. It was a cute book, and at least I was able to guess the first line. Okay, next line. When I was 17, my life changed forever. Okay, at least I know that the main character is 17. And at least I know that this is like a first person, because a lot of books are in fourth person. Okay. Maybe it's Wicked Fox, because the main character is a teenager, so like or 16 or 17, but I don't think that this is Wicked Fox, because I'm pretty sure that like the first line in Wicked Fox, I'm pretty sure like this is an epilogue about the moon and about the powers of the Kumio, so I don't think this is Wicked Fox. But the problem is that I'm not sure which book it is if this isn't Wicked Fox. When I was 17, my life changed forever. Wait, maybe it is A Walk to Remember? A Walk to Remember is a romance story about 2 teenagers, and I remember that this is a first person, because like I'm looking at my bookshelves and all the teenagers' main character that I see are in books that I remember that they are told through fourth person. This one is a first person. I think I found this book. Like I don't think it can be any other book on my bookshelves except A Walk to Remember. Yes, I'm going to go with this one. May I actually remember it? Like I read it? Also, something like 3 years ago. Let's see if I remember it. Guys, I guessed it. Like, what? Yes, I actually guessed it. The first person really helped me in this one. It's a really good book. If you want to cry, read it. So I guess 3 books out of 5. I'm not so bad. Okay. The next line. Okay, this is long. The fourth of laying a hand on someone brings back a world of memories, feelings, a flash of power I experience only when I make content with skin not immune to my own. I will tell you what, this is my read shelf, all the books that I read. But there is one book that I didn't read, and I forgot to tell my boyfriend that I didn't read this book. And this book is On Reveal Me by Tara Murphy, which is the sequel to Shatter Me. Now, I did read Shatter Me, and I know that this first line isn't from Shatter Me, because I'm pretty sure the first line of Shatter Me is something like, I was locked X days. But the whole plot of Shatter Me is the girl that her touch is like toxic, if I remember right. And like this first line is about someone with a toxic touch. So I'm thinking that maybe this is a sequel to On Reveal Me, just logical for me. So I think that I'm going to go with On Reveal Me. I actually guessed a first line of a book that I didn't read. But it was logical, like someone with a toxic touch. It has to be the Shatter Me series. I'm really proud of myself. Like I guessed 4 books until now. Okay. Know where they live. So the line is a name because I asked my boyfriend to not include names because like names can tell me which book it is. There is 2 books that I think about. The first one is Scythe and the second one is The Cruel Prince, because also in Scythe and also in The Cruel Prince someone came to their house, and like I remember that in The Cruel Prince all The Cruel Prince is from first person, but the epilogue to the story, like the first chapter, was in third person. And also Scythe, all the book is in 4th person, so like it's supposed to be right. I think that maybe this is The Cruel Prince, because like in the beginning of The Cruel Prince, I won't tell you who it is because I don't want to spoil in case you didn't read The Cruel Prince, but like someone looks after someone, so it feels to me like The Cruel Prince. This is my guess, The Cruel Prince. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Wait, how? Know where they lived. A good girl. I need to check it. Pip knew where they lived. Right. First of all, this is an amazing book. Like, I honestly didn't hold even one bad review on this book. This book is just really amazing, and this is a murder mystery about a girl who like investigate a murder that happened where she lives. So she like talks about the family of the murderer. I actually didn't even think about it. Like I was thinking that A Good Girl's Guide to Murder would be somewhere in those cards, but I didn't think that this is the first line of Good Girl's Guide to Murder, because like this is a multimedia book. So like the first thing in the book is actually like a report or something like this. You have 2 pages of a report and then the first chapter starts this way. I didn't guess it. I need to accept my own failure that I didn't guess the book. Okay, so we have 3 more to go. I guessed 4 right and 3 wrong. The next line is: we must, by law, keep a record of the innocent we kill. This is Scythe. This is 100% Scythe. Like, no way this isn't Scythe. In this world, people live forever, but because there isn't enough resources for everyone, there is a Scythe, and the Scythe's job is to kill people. And the Scythe keeps record of the people they kill. They like have to write a journal and like to write everything that they feel while they're killing other people, to remind everyone of the really, really important job that they are doing. So like this is 100% Scythe. This is have to be Scythe. I will be so surprised if not. Scythe! Yay! I guessed it right. Like this is obviously Scythe. How can it be something else? I really want to read the second book. Scythe was so good. Okay. I never thought I will be back here. What could it be? I really don't have any idea what this first line could be. So first of all, I'm thinking straight away about graphic novels, because I don't know if my boyfriend actually picked a graphic novel, but like there are only 2 cards left. So if he picked a graphic novel, so it's like one of the 2 cards. And like I can't think about any book. I never thought I will be back here. Back where? Back where? It maybe can be Wilder Girls, because I really don't remember the first line of Wilder Girls, but the plot doesn't match the first line, so I don't think this is Wilder Girls. Maybe it could be Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, because like I'm looking at all of my graphic novels and there are 2 that I'm thinking about. The first one is the Tea Dragon Society, because I just, oh my god, god, no! This is Mooncakes! Okay, so Mooncakes is a graphic novel, a really cute and amazing one. And like there is two characters, Nova and Tem. And Tem is back in town again. And when I'm thinking about it, I think that maybe the graphic novel starts with Tam telling everything. Tam tells, I never thought I will be back here. I think this is Mooncakes. Like, I was going to pick Laura Dean or the Tea Dragon Society, but when I'm thinking about the plot, Tem is back again in town. So like, Tem didn't think that they would be back in town. This is Mooncakes. This is Mooncakes. Mooncakes! Oh my god, I was right. Yes, when I like thought logically about it, it made sense that it will be Mooncakes. I'm good at this game. We have the last line. Oh my god, let's see what it's going to be. 3 luscious lemon tarts glisten up at... This is heartless. This is 100% heartless. It's just like Scythe. This is like a fourth line who is clearly heartless because like Catherine, the main character of the story, the Queen of Hearts, she liked to bake. And yes, I'm remembering it. The first chapter was Catherine baking something. So like 3 luscious lemon tarts. I remember the lemon tarts because like a lemon tree grew in her bedroom. So like it has to be lemon tarts. It's 100% heartless. Heartless, heartless. This is heartless, I knew it! I knew it! Oh my god! I did it! Oh my god, it was actually really fun. So I put all the notes in 2 different piles. My wrong pile is 3 notes, and the 7 other cards are in my right pile. Okay, so I guessed 7 against 3. Good job! It was really fun. I had a really good time in this video. But you know what I'm thinking about? Maybe I can do another video, but I will be guessing the first lines of books in Hebrew. Because most of the books I read are in Hebrew. I have a lot of books in English that I read, but I feel that overall, the variety of English books wasn't really big. So like also when I was thinking about books and which book it could be, I didn't had a lot of options. So maybe I can do another video, but this time I will be guessing books in Hebrew, and of course I will translate the first line so like you can understand which first line it is. But like I have more than 100 books in Hebrew that I read, so I feel it will be impossible to guess books by the first line if I will be also including books in Hebrew. This is an interesting idea, Jane. Please tell me in the comments if you want to see another video like this, but this time books in Hebrew. It was just really fun to do in this video. I'm uploading 2 times a week on Sundays and Wednesdays, but until the next video you can check more videos by me. Thank you so much for watching. It was really fun to make this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone!